This message is for Isabella and Derek Brown, my children in Taiwan, whom I have not seen in 6.5 years, not because of choice, but because of the antics of my ex-wife. She alienated me from my children in 2017 through the false accusations, egregious allegations, and ridiculous claims in the Kaohsiung family court system. And since then, for 6.5 years, she has not permitted me to continue communication any way whatsoever. She has rejected or simply denied answering my requests to have a live Zoom video feed format conversation with my children. And thus, I recently had started ramping up my efforts to communicate with my children via other means by requesting through Instagram a friend who is supposedly connected to my daughter that she reach out and say that her father misses her and that her father loves her. I had also reached out to an American expat living in Kaohsiung, Taiwan, someone who I found out was connected to my ex-wife on Facebook, and that person responded that I should stop sending him such shit, as he put it, after I had explained to him the situation and all the injustice that prevailed. And unfortunately, my ex-wife has now reached out to the state of Minnesota, where I live, back in the United States, and also has written to my colleagues and the director of my program a libelous allegation that came from an encrypted email, supposedly from a private investigator in Taiwan. Thus, she would never, ever have the guilt of being vindictive because that email did not come from her. It came from a private investigator, allegedly. Thus, I am now responding to the latest antics, which was her, my ex-wife, sending me a recording of a girl who I do not believe is my daughter at all. I have written a rebuttal to that, as well as typing up the transcript of said voice recording, which I'm also putting here on YouTube via an iMovie format, which I will link to my blog, with the blog again refuting the allegations that it is my daughter, which I thoroughly do not believe. To my children, once again, I love you, I miss you, I want you back in my life, and I want to be a part of your lives. I hope that reunification can occur, and I await that day with open arms. I love you, Daddy.
Mr. Brown, I'm Isa. After you literally abandoned us, you have not contributed anything to me and Derek at all. Do you know how much Mom has to work just to cover for you? Well, of course you don't, because you clearly don't care about anyone but yourself. What kind of father just leaves his kids and doesn't pay any child support and doesn't visit? You know where we live, but you don't appear. You message someone from my school and say stuff that doesn't make any sense. Like you asked where I am when you literally know where I live. You know that nothing has changed. You post our photos on social media and expose our privacy. Now you're contacting people in Kaohsiung, apparently trying to look for us. Do you know how weird that is? I want you to stop harassing us. You are a total disappointment. I hate you.
Sunday, November 5th. Guaranteed reciprocal compromise. To Pei Ling. Let's agree to this and all will be good. Guaranteed ongoing live video calls on Zoom with Isabella and Derek once a week. After 10 calls are successful, then guaranteed payments will continue, just as I had made all payments before you wrested the kids from their daddy. The ball is in your court, Pei Ling, to guarantee that communication transpires between our children and their daddy, and that I can support them once we are reunified, as any child and their father should be reunified after being unjustly and unjustifiably kept from each other, MJB. P.S. Henceforth, all emails without intent for said arrangements will be replied to with a copy-paste of this email. The ball is in your court. Good morning. You are the first person I'm sharing this with, but please let me allow a disclaimer first. In the early summer of 2017, my ex had sent a message from Isabella saying that she had some sort of class to go to on a Monday evening, which would have been the first summer weekday pickup after 3 years of only being on the weekends, which was to start at a certain age for her to see me during the summer vacations more often. In that video, Isabella simply explained that she had a class and that she wanted to go to the class, but she never said anything about not liking me, about fearing me, about never wanting to see me again, etc., which is all that my ex, via her scumbag lawyer, was alleging in court concurrently. And then my ex threatened that she would submit that video to the court to show the kids didn't want to be with me. It was an innocuous video message from Isa, which the ex manipulated in the eyes of the court to allegedly be evidence that I wasn't worthy to be with the kids in their lives, etc. A week or two later was the final of 2 court hearings where they ripped the kids from me and vice versa. The fact that they could submit that video as evidence remains just one aspect of the travesty that transpired there in Kaohsiung. Consequently, when you listen to this recording, I just want to know if Isabella actually addresses me by my name or says daddy and then clearly says whatever negative thing can be misconstrued by people. If it is only something like, please stop bothering us, but doesn't refer to anything about me, then it is just a recording that was made without connecting to me at all, even though the ex will claim Isa was talking to or about me or her daddy. If my name is mentioned, I expect she'll be saying anything through the voice, coercive control, and brainwashing of and by the ex, so I don't take much of it, in fact, any of it, as factual. It has been 6.5 years without her daddy, and Isabella may have been told so many things over the years that erased me or destroyed her recollection of me. Please keep in mind, as well, that I've been asking for live Zoom and video feed calls with the kid for years. If she wanted any real proof of how the kids feel about me, which she could supply to the court, or to anybody who contacts her, it would be a recording of such a Zoom call to ensure that it is actually the kids and me engaging, but she has refused to do that because she knows that a live video call could result in the kids knowing when I'm alive, or the kids knowing that I care about them, or the kids knowing that I've been trying to reach out for 6.5 years. Michael.